Hey everybody, Jeremy here. So today I'm going to be checking out this Spawn figure, a very unique Spawn figure from McFarlane Toys. This is the Mandarin Spawn that was created to celebrate the Lunar New Year or the Chinese New Year. And by the way, it is the year of the ox this year. And it is a very, very different take on Spawn. It looks nothing like the Spawn that we are used to, but that's the whole point. This is part of the McFarlane Toys Gold Label collection. And I got this from Walmart.com. And he was about 20 bucks, I think, either 20 or $24. So check out Walmart.com if you want to see if he's still in stock. Here is a look at the back of the box. It's a very nice box, very, commemorative, really does help to, set off the whole Chinese New Year, Lunar New Year theme, even all the way down to the text on the box. It's a pretty cool font there. But yeah, we are here to see how he looks, feels, and overall what it's like outside of the box. So let's take a look. So Mandarin Spawn, really, really interesting. The best thing to do, I think, in this case is not to compare this Spawn to the traditional Spawn that we're used to. Look at this, it stands alone all by itself. And let me tell you, this guy is really unique, to say the least. I mean, just look at him. He's got a whole lot going on. Take a look at these. You know what he reminds me of? He reminds me of, if you're playing a game like War, actually, he looks like a Warframe. This Spawn looks like a Warframe that you can customize with your own color scheme and armor. And it looks like you just press the random button when you have your Warframe. And they were like, yo, blue and black and all kinds of crazy shoulder pad armor and all that stuff. Here you go. Here's your creation. That is what I think about this Mandarin Spawn. But that doesn't mean that it's bad. It's not. It's very, very unique. So like I was going to say earlier, before I came in with the Warframe reference, check out this shoulder armor here. These long talons, these spikes that come up from the side. That looks really cool. And then over on this side, not as severe, but still also pretty cool. And he also has scattered around him these faces. I don't know the proper name for these masks or deities or whatever they represent, but they are all around him. You can see one on the back of his arm right here, and then there are some others like right here in the front. There's another little face right there. There's like faces all over him, and he looks really, really cool. These weapons, these weapons remind me of the Build-A-Figure for the Merciless. He has this really big gold sword, and they look like they're cut from the same cloth, so to speak, because the gold color is cool, but I just wish that there was more detail in it, so that maybe it looked a little bit beaten up, maybe it looked a little more worn and like it's seen some good combat. This is just kind of a straight up gold, and the etchings on it are really nice. You got the traditional Spawn emblem right there in the middle, and then you have all these other really ornate design patterns along here on the side. So they have some good stuff going on with the scope, but it's just, as far as that paint goes, there's not a whole lot going on. And then it's the same thing with this sword over here. So this one has this really cool design of a dragon on it. And when you kind of flip it around, it's on both sides, and it's really pronounced. It looks like it's in there good and deep, and it looks like they might have also added a little more of a darker paint or something into the crevices in order to help that dragon to come out more. And I really love the fact that they did that. And then right here, right above the handle here, we have some more ornate decorations that I also wish were given a little bit more of a detail so that they could stand out more. But they are very unique weapons. I think that they look cool. I just wish that the paint was done better on them to make them stand out more. All right, so let's take a look at Spawn's head, his face up here. Now, unfortunately, his head doesn't go up or down all that much because there is this part right in the back of his head that's kind of keeping him from being able to lift his head up. So this is as high up as you can get it. And then I can't really even move his head down at all, but I can move it from side to side, but just up and down is just not happening. Just not happening. But he is a very flexible figure. As you can see, he's quite nimble. So we have some pretty decent articulation here in the shoulders. As you can see, they can rock back and forth like that, in addition to just having that full range of motion so that you can get that 360-degree motion if you want. And the articulation is also on the borderline of being too loose. In the arms, they feel fine. As you can see, they keep their position. So it's not stiff, but at the same time, it's like, ooh, man, I feel like if I do this too many times, eventually it's just going to start giving and just falling. But I don't know. We'll see. So yeah, same thing over here with the left arm. I like how the spiky bits are up and away enough so that it does not hinder your ability to move that joint in and out like that. And as for the elbows, you see we can get them that bend there. I don't think that this is a double jointed elbow. And then you also, of course, you can move the wrists. I mean, of course you can. So he comes with this base. I did not mention that. It's one of the traditional McFarlane Toys bases, but it has the Spawn logo on it. Now my Spawn, his legs are a little bit loose. As you can see, like this one kind of falls. It's almost stiff enough to not move, but it's a little bit loose. Can't say the same for this right leg, but the left leg, you know, could use a little bit of work there. He has these really wide sort of elephant feet, which I don't mind because it helps with stability, but that's a very interesting look. He's got double jointed knees there. You might get him in like some traditional, more traditional like poses like this. So if you're familiar with games like Dynasty Warriors, and I'm just thinking about that and the type of poses and stuff that they would have whenever they would do their special abilities, or you just marred in like Chinese culture. So I like the fact that you can, you know, pull that off. It gives it a more sense of authenticity for the Lunar New Year. And he has these little pieces of armor on his leg, which it looks like you can pull these off. I'm not going to, and I'm not sure if you're supposed to, but it looks like it's just kind of pegged in there. You saw how wide you can get the legs, but you know, just like his arms, they move very, very well as far as the direction that you can move them in. And he has plenty of flexibility to him. And as far as his torso goes, you know, wow, you know, you can get him back about that much, Matrix style, get him moving forward about that much. And he has another one of these almost sort of faces things right there in the middle of his back. So as far as this articulation goes, you know, he's got plenty of it. More articulation than I was expecting from this guy, but I think is very fitting because I feel like when you have figures like this that are thin in stature and that look like they are pretty nimble, it's good that when you get them out the box and you start posing with them, that they actually are nimble. And I feel like if you're really good at posing figures, you can probably get some really, really interesting and cool poses out of this guy if you just work with them a little bit, because he does have a lot to offer here. Yeah, so as a standalone figure, I think that this is pretty good. The only question is going to be whether you like the design of this guy. Maybe the color scheme of the blue, the black, and a little bit of gray is not your cup of tea. Maybe he looks like he's kind of all over the place as far as the armor that he has and just kind of like the way that he looks. I have a feeling it's not going to be everybody's cup of tea because, you know, not only it's not Spawn, but it's also a type of figure that when I look at him, I can't quite make heads or tails out of him. And that's why I gave the random Warframe customized character analogy, because he just looks like he just hit the random button on him. But like I said earlier, it's not a bad thing. It's just a matter of taste. And if you want something that's quite unique to add to your collection, this guy is it. Because when you tell people that this is Spawn, they will never, ever believe you. But you and I know the truth. So that's it, guys. This is the Mandarin Spawn to celebrate the Lunar New Year / Chinese New Year, and try to find him on Walmart.com if he is still in stock. It's definitely a unique one for your toy collection. So that's it. Thank you all so much for watching. Until next time, I'm Jeremy. Take care.